Happy Thanksgiving, and to all a good feast for those who ate the most, or for those who ate the least, or for those who just watched football all day, including me. What better way to end off the weekend without a beverage? As if the glass doesn't say enough, we start off with some Jim Beam bourbon whiskey, and then we follow it up with some 7-Up, and to top it all off, we got a twist on the rocks, and you got yourself a beverage of 7 Highball. Glass is up to a good Thanksgiving weekend. What's going on, folks? Welcome to Sports Talk Saturday, the show where I just rant and rave about everything sports. Basketball, soccer, football, hockey, baseball, you name it. Now, the point of this show is for me to talk about everything sports. So let's get started by talking about what's most fresh on my mind right now. This is going to be a little lazy put together show. Next week it'll be more professionally well done, so just bear with me. I know I've been starving y'all to death with no content. And for the people who are subscribed, which is like, 3 subscribers, thank you all so much for not unsubscribing, and I apologize. So the first game I want to talk about is the Flyers earlier tonight. Now, the Flyers were able to win overtime in a shootout. Yes, a shootout. It led to that against the Islanders, a team that makes every hockey game feel like a fucking baseball game. And you're playing a so boring game of hockey, it's not even funny. I almost fell asleep twice watching that damn game. But hey, let's talk about Tyson Foerster. Yes, you heard me. Tyson Foerster, the guy who scored in the very end against Sorokin, the guy who looks like frickin' Vasilevsky on the hockey. Sorokin is one of the best out there. You've seen him make so many glove stops, so many stops by sliding off to the side, splitting his legs, and stopping that puck from going into the net. Let's talk about Tyson Foerster scoring that shootout goal to win it for the Flyers in a shootout. The first shootout of the year, by the way. Flyers have been looking super hot for this past year. They've been looking on fire, considering, and they've been doing really well. They've been doing way better than they have any damn right to be, considering the fact that they are a rebuilding team this year. Now, you have Danny Briere as manager, and Keith Jones as your president, and these two people seem to be doing pretty damn well, because since we got Tyson Foerster, Sean Couturier, Travis Konecny, these people have been putting so many opportunities on the ice, making so many chances, grade A chances to score goals all night tonight. You had Owen Tippett, you had Morgan Frost, you had especially Tyson Foerster, until the very end when Foerster was able to get the goal for the Flyers to win the game in the shootout. Let's talk about some other games from the Flyers. You had the Flyers coming home and beating after a 4 to 5 game winning streak, right? The Flyers continued that, or 3-game winning streak, winning games on the road after absolutely getting demolished by the Kings and losing to the Ducks at home. They go on the road to beat the Ducks and the Kings, and then they come back home and they take on none other than the damn Stanley Cup champs themselves, the Vegas Golden Knights, kicking ass all throughout the game. It came down 3-3, and then the Flyers won in overtime at the very end, 4-3. But let's talk about something. Finally, and I say finally, and The Rock says it best, that Flyers are able to score on a power play. It's about damn time. We've only been waiting 20 years, right? It's been a drought like nobody's business. The power play was so unbelievably bad until the Flyers were able to score in the first period against the Golden Knights. And then we got another Pico power play in the second period. Not just one, but 2 power play goals. One in the first and one in the second period. And at the very end, like I said, in the overtime, it went 3-3. And Sean Couturier, Cootie boy, looked like he had an assist, but it almost looked like his puck, or his hockey stick, didn't even touch the puck. One of the other players hit it, and Couturier was just there to go, oh, yep, that was me, and walk away with a victory for the Flyers against the Golden Knights. And then on Sunday night, we went up against the Blue Jackets, and we beat them. We beat them like 6-4 or 6-3, 6-2. I don't remember the score. I'm not even going to go back and look. I'm super tired. We're going to get this out of the way. This is probably going to go out at like 3 or 4 in the morning. So this is more like Sports Talk Sunday. I used to do Sports Talk Sunday on Facebook, but Sunday is God's day, and I don't like to curse on Sunday. Yeah, whatever, shut up, don't judge me. That's why I'm doing it on Saturday, so I can say whatever the fuck I want, whenever I want. YouTube, don't demonetize now. Let's talk about the Flyers absolutely demolishing the Blue Jackets. Ivan Provorov is a fucking bum. Enough said. Let's move on. We got the Eagles on Monday playing up against the Chiefs last week. Not a good game between both teams. Eagles sucked, Chiefs sucked, and we'll talk about it right now. So the Eagles offense was almost non-existent throughout most of the game until we woke up in the fourth quarter. Now, Jalen Hurts was able to run it into the end zone for a touchdown himself. Jalen Hurts was also able to get a tush-push touchdown, and then he passed it off to DeAndre Swift somewhere close toward the end of the game where he caught it in the end zone for another touchdown. 21-17 was your score. We won by 4 points, and if it wasn't for the Chiefs, one of the receivers, I think his name is Scatlin, dropping the ball in the end zone, yes. Pat Mahomes threw a dime, dropped it off to Scatlin in the end zone, and he catches it and drops it while he falls down on his stomach. The Chiefs would have won the game. If it wasn't for him dropping that ball, the Chiefs would have won, but the Eagles pulled it off, put the skin to their teeth, and in the second half, you have our defense absolutely giving the Chiefs a goose egg. Chiefs could not ever puncture a hole through our defense in the second half. Think about this. We were down by 10 points within the first half coming into the second half. Isn't that ironic? Talk about the Super Bowl. Now, instead of our defense not doing jack shit, Mr. No Balls Gannon, our defense gives the Chiefs no room to make any points in the second half, and that's why we're able to win. No answers. Speaking of JG, okay, Mr. No Balls Gannon, his No Balls Cardinals are 2-8. Let that sink in for a second. Now, No Balls Gannon, I'm glad he stayed his ass in Arizona, because guess what? And considering he is the new CEO, or the new head coach, I'm such an idiot, head coach for the Cardinals, sitting there saying, oh, I want my players to have fire in their bellies. We are trained killers. You are killers. You're killing the system, and you're killing the fan base, whoever supported the Cardinals. And you're killing off any single good vibes that everybody has there. Well, guess what, JJ? Maybe you should just retire. Let's talk about the game. Black Friday's first ever NFL game. The Jets versus the Dolphins. Now, the Dolphins, let me tell you something. The Dolphins whooped the Jets' ass at their home. What an embarrassment. Now, if it wasn't for Zach Wilson sucking ass, giving the Jets a total bad name, and now he's like third-string quarterback, playing like a fucking rookie, maybe the Jets would have had a game. And you know, put in the perspective of what if Aaron Rodgers wasn't hurt? You'd have more of a game. Now, I'm not going to tell you that the Jets would be able to beat the Dolphins, but I would say it's a much closer score with Aaron Rodgers. The Jets have a great team surrounding them. Come at me, Jets fans. You're not better than the Eagles. You never will be. We shot ourselves in the foot, and that's why we lost the one game. But, you know, that's why you can't make mistakes against the team known as the Jets, because the New York Jets have a good offense and defense. And if it's not for a bad quarterback, you'd be a better team, and you'd probably, let's think of it this way, you'd probably be in the championship conversation. But yeah, that game went as expected. They won like I think it was 34-17 or something like that. It was a very big blowout for the Dolphins. The Cowboys beat the Washington Commanders, and you should have heard these broadcasters talking about the Cowboys being a Super Bowl caliber team. First off, shut the fuck up. The Cowboys are never going to be a Super Bowl caliber team. Hashtag Dallas still sucks, go Birds. Secondly, the Cowboys are going up against the Washington Commanders. Not a good team. Just because you're going to beat a bad team doesn't mean you're a Super Bowl team, man. They always do this with the Cowboys. People are always saying, oh, the Cowboys are the next big thing. The Cowboys are going to do it this year. Cowboys are going to win it this year. Guess what? You know what this is called? Choke season. That's what happens every single year in December. Can't wait to see it happen. Next time we face the Cowboys, we're going to do what we did the last time. And let me tell you about that game real quick. Everybody says, oh, well, Dak is a championship player. Listen, don't keep your knee down in that end zone when you catch that ball. Don't have a delay of game or false start and all that other shit. These people do not play like a winning football team. They play like, I don't want to lose football team, and that's why y'all lost against the Eagles when we went up against us. Come at me, bitch. Dallas still sucks, go Birds. Let's talk about the game where the Lions absolutely just got embarrassed by the Green Bay Packers. Now, the Green Bay Packers came up to play at the Lions barn, whooping the Lions' ass. In the first half, the Lions' offense was just non-existent at all. People wasn't catching the ball, fumbles here and there. turnovers left and right, and the Packers offense just absolutely blew through the defense of the Lions. The Lions did not show up to play. It's just a game better left unsaid for the Lions. I kind of root for the Lions because the Lions have been sucking for a long time. I want to see them in the championship column. Once we go up against the Eagles, though, you're toast. The night game was Seattle. You see Seattle Seahawks wearing their neon green, coming out looking on fire like a hurricane. The hurricane from the WWE. Superhero coming out in their neon green. Just to get their asses kicked in by the San Francisco 49ers. And yeah, those neon green suits looked so amazing until they got beaten by a bunch of jabronis. They look like a bunch of freaking light-handed Power Ranger candy asses getting your asses whooped. The freaking Seattle Seahawks get beaten at their barn, and they get destroyed by the 49ers. The 49ers absolutely demolished them. I think the score was 31-3. Seattle couldn't do much from there. Which is pretty sad, because the Seahawks have been looking not too bad. They've been looking pretty good lately. But the 49ers, we're going to be going up against them soon. First, we got the Buffalo Bills. And I'm pretty excited to see what we got against the Bills. Now, the Bills are allergic to running the damn ball. So, what we can do is curse the Bills by running the ball ourselves, and we can stop the Bills by running their own ball. Now, they have an offensive problem. Their defense is pretty damn good. You got Stephon Diggs on the lineup that he can pass to. Now, Josh Allen has made a lot of mistakes over the past couple weeks. So, if we can tighten up our defense like we did against the Chiefs, yeah, Josh Allen's going to have a huge problem passing it over to players. Like, the Bills' defense isn't always the greatest either, so hopefully we can punch past them. But if there's any team we're going to lose to, it's going to be the Bills. We better not lose to the Cowboys, and then the next couple weeks we're going to go up against the 49ers and the Cardinals. Oh, my God. I cannot wait to show JG what it feels like to be a loser. JG says, fire in the belly. Oh, well, I'm training killers. Yeah, well, you're going to get killed. You're definitely going to be killing the fan base off now. The Giants, man. I don't know what to tell you about the Giants. I'm not even going to mention that, man. They just got to, Tommy DeVito, pretty good football player. A little bit better than Daniel Jones, in my opinion. But, hey, the Giants are culturally bad at this point. Years of being bad. I don't even want to think about the Giants right now. But let's talk, on this note, let's switch to basketball. Let's talk about the 76ers now. I'm sure you've heard the James Harden rumor, the drama of all that other stuff. He got onto the Clippers. Now the Clippers were the number 4 offense of the NBA before James Harden joined. Before James Harden joined the Clippers, they were 3-1. And then since James Harden joined, they were 0-5. Okay, losing to a 1-8 Grizzlies team. Now, they've probably gotten a couple of wins on their column. I haven't followed them yet, but they probably got 1 or 2 wins on their column. But, again, James Harden's saying, I'm not a systems player. I'm a system. Guess what, man? You are a system. You're a systemic loser. You're a system of garbage. You're a system of shit, and they should have never taken you. He's going to have to retire at some point, man. He's just a billionaire, playing as a basketball player. Last year, it's a shame. Last year, he was leading in assists of the NBA. He was the lead in assists with the 76ers. I don't know why he dropped us to go to the Clippers just to suck it up, man. I just don't get it. I genuinely don't get it. You check out that video from the Dallas Mavericks broadcaster saying, James, you're not the beard, you're not the system, you're the problem. You could take a good look at that, because it's the truth, man. You're going to swipe right on every single team looking for another person to take you home, and there ain't going to be nothing for you. He was right on the money. The only thing he missed out on was the fact that he refused to play like Ben Simmons. Who's worse, Ben Simmons or James Harden? I would say James Harden, because James Harden is more of a supervillain. He's not an incompetent basketball player like Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is just incompetent as a basketball player because he's afraid to shoot the ball. But with that being said, let's go to the Sixers. Let's talk about, Tyrese Maxey dropped a 50 bomb a couple of weeks ago. But they haven't been doing too well. They lost their game against the Cavaliers and George Nianker. I call him that because he's so fat that he can yank on the blubber on his knees. But, enough about making fun of people. George Niang almost injured one of our players because he's just jumping around, flopping. It's like, dude, why don't you get off the court and go work somewhere else, man? Because you just super fat playing as a basketball player. You're going to break the court or the rim, one of the two. But whatever. We lost to the Cavaliers and we lost in the in-season tournament. I don't give a shit about the in-season tournament because guess what? You get all these stupid looks at these courts that they play on. It's almost like you're watching a fucking NBA 2K game on live television with basketball players. Look, if I'm going to play basketball, I want to play basketball on a manila-colored gymnasium floor, which everybody should play on. That's what the way a gymnasium, a basketball court should look. Okay? But, you know, some of them look okay, like the baby blue around the manila yellow or the yellow trim. Some of them are okay, but some of them, like the dark, like the blue, the hard, solid blue, or the green, or the red, it's just a fucking eyesore, and it's just stupid. Now, you make $55,000 and you get an NBA cup. You know how many players I can name off to you right now that make 10 times more than that monthly, millions of dollars? Zach LaVine, James Harden, probably Ben Simmons. I don't even want to think about that. Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey is still a rookie. Tobias Harris, overpaid Toby. Allen Iverson used to get paid a lot. Michael Jordan used to get paid a lot. LeBron James, freaking Alex Russo, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant. You know, so many players that can get paid more, way more, billions of dollars yearly. $55,000. What the fuck can you do with $55,000? Give it to a bench rookie? Come on, man. Come on. I don't know who won the in-season tournament. Let me know in the comments below, or I'll look it up myself once I'm not lazy. But Sixers have won their last game against none other than the Thunder. We kicked some ass today. Joel Embiid dropped 36, and Tyrese Maxey wasn't too far behind. Springer put up some points. Tobias put up some points. Rocco put up some points with his long arms. Did I say Springer already? Batum is back on playing. He put up some points. The Kelly Oubre situation, I'm not going to speak on that. The whole getting hit by a car, and the rumors are coming out that he's lying about not going to the hospital and all that. I think he got hit by a car and he got disoriented and just gave the wrong information of where he got hit. I'm sure there's plenty of places where there aren't cameras and you can get hit by a car just traveling on the road. That's my own opinion. You let me, do what you want with it. I don't care. But I just hope Kelly Oubre comes back sooner or later because he seemed to be a spark in this team. So, with all that being said, Sixers record is still clean. They're above 500. They're winning games. I think right now they are 11-5, which is way better than what we were last year, and it's also really good. I think we're like third in the division, like second or third in the Eastern Division, so behind the Celtics. But hey, we're whooping some ass. That one game against the Timberwolves was just absolute ass. It's something that we forget about. It's just a throwaway game. They didn't even try. I mean, I know you don't have Joel Embiid, but the least you can do is try. So, whatever. Flyers have lost their other two games. One against the Islanders. It didn't go to overtime. They lost 3-2. And they lost 3-1 at home on Friday against the Rangers. I forgot to mention that. We got Eagles and Bills tomorrow at 4 o'clock. I'm going to be watching all the other football games too. I live and breathe football. And I'm sure a lot of other football fanatics do as well. But if you enjoyed what you saw, give it a like, comment below what you think, hit that subscribe button as hard as you possibly can. Ring my bell to be notified of any future video. And that'll be it for this one. Talk to y'all later.